Namaste. My soul bows to your soul. Welcome to Yoga Today. So we've been talking over these last few weeks around Christmas and into the new year about blessing others, blessing the planet, blessing those who cause us problems. And today we're going to talk about this idea of don't forget to bless yourself. You're a part of every equation in your life. You're the common denominator. And so in his beautiful book, The Gentle Art of Blessing, Pierre Pradevan talks about, do you ever really think about what a unique and wonderful person you are? Do you think that the divine is just so happy about your existence? This spirit, the Lord of your heart, this divine principle, do you have any sense of the joy about your existence? This principle of infinite harmony and love that governs the whole universe is going to honor its commitment to you, its responsibility to you, until you are enlightened and fulfilled and at one with this supreme being. So day in and day out, hour after hour, what he recommends is that you learn to bless this person, your own being. And he says, really bless the person you are in your true nature. To recognize the truth of who you are and to bless that person, to bless that being, to call forth that consciousness into your life. And so he says, very often you are different to the mask you wear, a mask that sometimes you don't recognize, we don't recognize. We don't realize this is a mask. We think that this is who we truly are. So consider this possibility that can you bless yourself, you in your true nature. Because he says, you can't really love your neighbor until you've learned to love yourself. So let's just take a minute and just contemplate that and to see where that fits in your consciousness. Can you do this? Can you sense the true nature within you and ask a blessing that express more freely and fully in your life? So just taking a minute, closing your eyes, taking a couple of deep breaths. And go ahead and bless your true nature. To bless, to want from the deepest part of your heart goodness for this being, that good express. those who may not know, Jai means victory to your soul, not to the ego, but to your soul. Yogis love that word, victory, Jai. So we're asking to bless this person. And some people think, when they're thinking of themselves, and this is his words, this is Pierre Pradovan's words, you might be thinking, I'm balding, I'm in my middle years, twice divorced, heavily in debt, or maybe my life looks a brilliant success from the outside, but inwardly I'm a shambles. Life is one big lie. Whatever your story is, how you would describe where you are in your life, and you want me to bless this apocalyptic mess. And he says, so, dive deeper below the surface. Can you accept the beauty within? That there is a self within you that is completely untouched by the circumstances of life. All these things that happen outside you, yes, they penetrate your mind and heart and, hurt your feelings and trouble your mind, maybe even hurt your physical body. But deep within you is this wonderful, untouched soul, untouched by whatever's going on outside you. Can you accept that this is part of you? Even if you can't truly accept it, can you accept it as a possible working hypothesis? There's a possibility. So let's just pause there for a moment and see if you can sense that within you, that you can accept this possibility. Imagine being untouched by the traumas of life. Or at least recognizing the part of you that is untouched by them. Jai. So when he talks about himself, he says, for years when I made a clumsy mistake or forgot something important, I'd curse myself, saying things like, oh, for crying out loud, what an idiot. I'm so stupid. What a ridiculous mistake. This is how we talk to ourselves sometimes. And so he said, all that you do when you do that is you're programming yourself for unhappiness and lack of self-esteem. I can remember we had a next door neighbour, and she was outside the house in the garden. We lived next door, so we could hear over the fence. And one of her daughters was about 4 years old. And this mother is crouched down with the little girl, and she says to her, you're a naughty girl. What are you? And this little kid who's 4 years old goes, I'm a naughty girl. Wow. Sometimes our parenting skills aren't fantastic. Programming us to think that this is who we are at 4 already, and probably way before that, But that is not who we are. And he says that each one of us, oh, and how powerful is this? Each one of us has our unique repertoire of unkindness aimed at ourselves. What are the unkindnesses that you aim at yourself? Which of the things that people have told you in your life did you believe? Did you believe you were a child of God, loved unconditionally by the Creator? Probably not. Did you believe you were stupid? Very likely. A phrase we heard growing up from my dad, which I'm sure he heard from his dad, was, "There's no point being stupid if you don't show it," while pointing out our stupidity. Well, when even your parents think you're stupid, there's got to be some truth to it. How can we hold on to that sense of the true self within? And so one day, after spending long, long years calling himself stupid and calling himself an idiot, Pierre Pradovan decided, enough of this. He just decided to reverse that. And instead of saying things like, "I'm clumsy and stupid," he started saying to himself, "I bless myself in my dexterity, my alertness, and my perfect memory." This is not a fantasy world. We're not talking about pretending you're something you're not. We're talking about aligning your whole being with your soul. Recognizing that within you, you have dexterity and alertness and memory. You aren't clumsy and stupid. You are beautiful. You are sacred. Your soul is sacred. And so this is his path, this path of blessing. And he had been doing this for a while, and he was talking about this whole gentle art of blessing. And some lady wrote to him and said she had a story about it. And she had come out of her house one morning early, rushing to work. And she had her hands full. She got to the car and she put a bag on the roof of the car while she opened the door and threw in the other things in her hand because she couldn't manage to open the door with all the stuff she had. So off she goes, forgetting that the bag is on the roof, until she gets almost to work. And then she goes, "Oh my gosh, where's my bag?" And so she stops, looks, can't find it. It's not in the car. It's not on the roof. And she thinks, "That's where I had it last. It must have fallen off." So she drives back, all the way back to her front door. And she's looking out. She doesn't see it anywhere. Is it in the gutter? Where could it be? So she gets back to the house, and even though she remembers putting it on the roof, she thinks, well, I better go check. So she goes up to her front door to go back in the house, and there by the side of her front door is her bag. And it's a bit battered and a bit dirty, so it's obviously fallen off the car, not immediately, but has ended up in the gutter, which was a bit muddy. So her bag is dirty and muddy. There's no notes on it, but everything is inside of it. And so, what a wonderful opportunity to bless the person who did this. Her only problem is she doesn't know who it is. And so she makes the decision to express my gratitude. I've had to bless every person I pass for their integrity, knowing that any one of them could be my benefactor. And there's a truth to that. Powerful truth. Any person that you pass has within them the capability of integrity, compassion, kindness. And when you bless them in that quality, you call it forth. You call it into expression, and it blesses you and them. So in a way, it's that profound yogic principle. Put the weight on the opposite foot. So how much do you love and appreciate yourself? It's a question worth spending a little bit of time with. Not just occasionally or in the moment, but what is your habit of thinking about yourself? Do you love and appreciate the effort that you make? Do you love and appreciate your kindness and compassion, your service? Do you love and appreciate yourself even though you have made a mistake? Do you love and accept yourself fully? So let's just for a minute ask yourself the question, do I? Do I love and appreciate myself? And listen to the honest answer. Let your intuition point out any ways that you aren't able to do this. Jai. Are there ways in which you could love and accept yourself more fully? Where do you feel ashamed or upset or guilty about something? Can you love and accept yourself even there? Jai. And he asked the question, what do you need to forgive yourself for? What are you holding on to? Feeling bad about? What do you need to let go of? What do you need to forgive? Every single one of us makes mistakes. Can you forgive yourself? Jai. And that may be something that you have to go back to. You know, originally he said how long it took him of blessing the people who he felt had harmed him. He didn't do it in a day, he didn't do it in a week or a month. It took him a long time. But he kept going, he didn't give up. So, you know, this is a work in progress to allow your soul to become the boss of you. My kids used to say when they were little, I don't have to do that. You're not the boss of me, usually to one another. You're not the boss of me. The ego is not the boss of you. Your soul reigns supreme. So how can we do that? So if our thoughts are the most important decisions we make in life, how do we start to choose them more consciously? Because out of thoughts, this thought about, I'm an idiot. What kind of actions is an idiot going to do? Idiotic things. Idiotic things. So let's choose differently. Like Pierre Bardavon chose differently quite quickly. You know, he thought he had poor mental equivalents, poor concepts of himself, and he just changed them instantly when he recognized what he was doing. So he went from blaming these people for his life and the position he was in to blessing them, to blessing their lives. And he just, boom, did it. What could we choose to do differently? So let's just take a few minutes working on this. So again, sitting comfortably, relaxed, alert, conscious. And think about this. How much life loves you. And as you do this, very often our awareness is in our head, in our thoughts. Just feel, if you possibly can, that you're centered more in your heart, not in your head. So bringing your awareness to your heart. Can you sense how much life itself loves you? Try. You could almost think of the ego the way you would think of a child. Telling a child they're stupid doesn't help them solve their problem. But a wise and gentle, loving approach can help them. Can we do the same for ourselves? In that sense that you are loved by life itself. You are loved. If you have a problem, an issue, consciousness you want to change, do it with love, with this love of life, of spirit, of consciousness. So if we consider there's an infinite, tenderly encompassing power that loves you unconditionally, flooding you with ever new joy. This isn't an intellectual exercise. We're not thinking that's who we are. To the best of our ability, we're allowing that. So again, just closing your eyes, feeling that you're centered now in your heart. And I'll just say that again. Just let these words wash over you. Listen not with your ears, but with your heart. There is an infinite, tenderly encompassing power that loves you unconditionally, flooding you with ever new joy. And when we come to bless somebody, whether it be someone who's harmed us, someone you pass in the street, or yourself, it's from this deep place within your loving heart that you ask a blessing. And just staying in this meditative state, just contemplate this. If you haven't started by loving and blessing yourself, how can you give to someone else what you yourself are refusing? We want our loved ones, our children, our parents, brothers and sisters, friends, family. We want them to feel loved. How can you bless them with that if you don't feel it yourself? Can you sense at the core of your being, you are my beloved child, and you are loved. And just feeling that you're bringing your energy back into your physical body as you tense and relax your arms and legs, just tilting your body from side to side and making smaller arcs until you're sitting up straight. And taking a deep breath. Bringing your awareness back as you gently open your eyes. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this walk with Pierre Prodovan and have a sense of what a beautiful practice it is to learn to bless others and bless yourself, and to realize as you bless someone else more, you bless yourself more. As you bless yourself more, you bless others more. You can't go wrong. Have a wonderful week. Namaste.